Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and the third Fallout card from this week that got played against me recently, and yeah, inspired me to go a little bit further. Wasn't on its own, wasn't the commander, but it's Shaun, Father Synths today. 3 blue and red for a 3/4 human scientist, and whenever you attack, you may create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of a target attacking legendary creature you control other than Shaun, except it's non-legendary and it's a synth artifact creature in addition to its other types. And then when Shaun dies, you get rid of all the synth tokens, which, from what I understand of Fallout, is kind of what happens. He vanishes and all the synth copies vanish as well. I don't really know the story for Fallout, so I'm sure there's a lot of Fallout fans there who can correct me in the comments down below. Before I go onto the deck, I am really asking people, if you can, there should be a subscribe button down the bottom here. I'd really appreciate it if you could click the button, help me out, get me get me a little bit closer to 1,000. I'm sitting at 621 as I record this one, so if you can like it, share it, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I don't ask that often, but we're now, it's sort of like, well, I'm doing this in early March, you're seeing this mid-March. I'd really like to try and get towards 1,000 by the end of this year, or at least hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it, so any help you can give me will be greatly appreciated. But anyway, enough of my begging. Let's have a look at today's deck, and I can talk you through all the blue-red legends that we're going to be playing with Shaun. So here we go. So here we are. Right, we're off. We just got one Planeswalker because if I'm playing blue and red, I really want playing Dak Vaden, so I can basically go and nick other people's signets, soul rings, any other mana producing artifact they play, or any big artifact creatures they play. I have come up against Blightsteel Colossus a couple of times recently, and nicking that seems like a really good idea. From there, we go on to the creatures. Now, there's 34 blue and red creatures in the deck. They are all legendary, so bear with me. Most of them you'll know. The ones that I don't think you know, I'll pause on. But we've got Flip the Lost to get the card draw on the go. Feldon, Runen Excavator, sorry, so we can get some extra cards to play until the end of our next turn. Magda, Brazen Outlaw for the treasures. We do have some dragons, so if we do get 5 or more treasures, we can go and get some legendary dragons. Saheeli, the Sun's Brilliance is in, so we can make token that's a copy of another target creature artifact we control. That's fine. Because the synths aren't legendary, we can make copies of the synths tokens as well, so bear that in mind. Arnie Metalbrow is just silly good fun. Whenever a creature you control attacks or a creature enters the battlefield under your control attacking, you may pay 1 in red. Then we can put another card into the battlefield that's tapped and attacking with lesser mana value. Love it. Great fun. Baral and Kari Zev are here, so we get a little bit of bonuses when we do our first instant sorcery spell each turn. Captain Lunary Storm for more treasures to help us cast our wonderful selection of legendary creatures. General Crete the Boltbringer comes in from the Foundation's Jumpstart set. I just think this one's fun. Getting a copy of this as well really does make things a bit more tricky for your opponents to deal with everything you've got going on. Glimley of the Glittering Caves makes an appearance because basically we're playing legendary creatures. They come into play. Glimley gets bigger, and when we actually get to do the combat damage with our double strike, hopefully we'll get some treasure tokens, which is even better. And they don't come into play tapped, so upside. Glon, Dwarven Emissary. Lots of historic spells we're going to be casting, so we'll get some treasure tokens, and then we can sacrifice a treasure to go to target creature that we don't want to be attacking us. Jorien, the Rune Diver, just so we can draw an extra card when we cast our second spell each turn. Lalia, the Blade we forged, had to be here really. When we attack, we exile top card of our library, play it, and then whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your library or graveyard, it gets bigger. Ludwig, Necro Alchemist, is just a bit of fun from my point of view. I just like this one as having a fun way of drawing some cards to annoy people. The first of the dragons, Tushi, the Blazing Sky, is here. Having it die off and getting 3 treasure tokens isn't the end of the world, so we'll go with that, especially if we manage to make some copies with Shaun and get the extra treasures that way when the synth copies die when Shaun gets killed off. Fine by me. Emo Marshal of Rohan, gives us a way of getting the additional attack step because our legendary creatures die. Johira, Weatherlight Captain, obviously in. We're casting loads of historic spells, so another way of drawing cards. Crom, the Violent Cacophony from the Wonderful Outlaws set. Cast your second spell, we get to put a +1/+1 to counter on Crom, and draw a card. So, yeehaw. Orathan, Hero of Lava and Brick, that's fine. Another one that we can use to copy the tokens, or the Synths tokens, I hope. If we can get 5 off, we probably do win the game at that stage. But because we are playing creatures, Porphyros had to be in here, the original Porphyros, just so we can deal the damage when our creatures enter. If we are worried about the legendary rule, we've got Shakasima of 1,000 Faces, so we can stop the legendary rule applying. Next dragon is Imri, Desert's Doom. I like copying this one with Shaun because we go to attack and we get to draw a card, we deal the combat damage. And if we've got fewer than 3 cards in our hand, we get to draw cards equal to the difference. So that sounds good to me. Karlach, Fury of Avernus, gives another attack step if we need to. They gave first strike to in turn after this phase as an additional combat phase. Like that. Karanos, God of the Storms, to do the lightning bolt thing or just have lands and draw additional cards. So we win either way when this comes into play. Crom, Ludwig's Opus, also makes an appearance. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. Now we are in Commander. People casting 2 spells a turn is not that unusual. So you probably do get at least 1 card draw out of this unless literally someone goes Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshare, etc, etc, etc. But you know, got to take the risk, haven't you? And you get the second card, all well and good. A little bit of fun with Flag and Nazari also hitting the play. I just like this one because it just makes life a little bit more complicated for people. Agent, the Shifting Flame, I do enjoy. Cast a spell, we get to basically put all the cards from our hand on the bottom of our library and draw that many cards again. It's fun, it's a 5/5, it's a Sphinx Wizard, can't fault it. Next dragon, Inferno of the Star Mounts, can't be countered, flying in haste. If we can pump it up to have a power of 20, we're doing something very, very good. Highly unlikely unless we've managed to get a whole load of treasure somehow. But, you know, having the ability to do 20 damage to any target, you've got to try, haven't you? Anyway, Moloch, Fury of Karim next. Just remember, don't drop your land in your first main phase. Wait till your second main phase to drop your land to get the landfall trigger for the additional attack step. Then we have the Niv Mizzets. We have all 3 of them in here. So we've got the Draco Genius, the Farron, and the Fire Mind. Because I just love all 3 of them. I'm playing red and blue. So they had to be here. Dracoseth, More of the Flames, is just the perfect target to copy with Shaun. I'll be honest, once we can get there. When it attacks, 4 damage to one target and 3 damage up to 2 other targets. So, you know, 10 damage to your opponents is usually how this goes. Plus the 7 that it's dealing if it gets unblocked. Okiva, Enigma, Goliath. We do have quite a few non-sorcery spells, so we should be getting some Phyrexian Goblin tokens that we can attack with each turn, hopefully. And getting rid of this once it's in play is difficult. 3 mana and 3 life. It's even expensive in Commander to hit this off, so you should be okay for a little while with this one. And then Eris, Roar of the Storm. Whenever we cast our second spell each turn, we get a 4/4 dragon elemental creature token with flying and prowess. And Eris has flying and prowess, and yeah, can't beat it. Really do like it. Sorceries, we have a few. Ponder, Preordain, and 7 Visions to play around the top of our library. Game Changer in Jessica's Will, so that's here as well to get the extra mana on the cards. And then 2 board controls with Chain Reaction and Blasphemous Act. Instance, well, no Game Changer coming up. We've got Brainstorm, and then we have counter spells with Spell Pierce, we have Counter Spell, we have Mana Drain. Then we have Cyclonic Rift as a Game Changer. To basically empty the board of everything that doesn't belong to us. We also have Filter Out, which is quite fun. Occasionally, you want to save all your artifacts that you're about to come into play, or you want to have other things you could save, like your Dak Fade, and you may want to reset them. Filter Out is really good fun for that. It just bounces everything that's not a creature or land to everyone's hand. Really nice if you've got someone who's making a whole load of food tokens, treasure tokens, clue tokens, and if you let them have them all, they're going to win a game. This just deals with it for the cheap costs of 1 and 2 blue. Cancel mana. Okay, bounces all your stuff, but hopefully you'll be able to rebuild. And then the other one, Etherize, just to give you a bit more protection by returning all the attacking creatures to their owner's hands. I've got no issue with this at all, to be honest. Artifacts, a lot of ramp and a few other bits. So we have got Lotus Bloom, we have got Tantalite and Talisman. Bloom is an unusual play, I'm aware of that in Commander, but with Shaun costing you 5 mana, getting this out on turn 1 so you can probably get Shaun out on turn 4, pretty good plan in my point of view. We've got the Elixir of Immortality to stuff everything in when it goes wrong. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Is It Signet, Mind Stone, one of each of the medallions, Talisman of Creativity, Thought Vessel, Commander Sphere, all as ramp. So all our ramp is concentrated here. And then I also chucked in the Reaver Cleaver because, well, it's the Reaver Cleaver and I like giving something +1/+1 trample and gaining all the treasure tokens. No other reason. One enchantment in the deck, Storm the Vault, just so we can get even more treasures to help us cast all our spells. And if we can transform the Storm the Vault into our Presado Tolarian Academy, we're going to have a very happy time, I feel, in the game. Lands, the usual selection of blue and red lands all the way through the deck. Nothing particularly fancy here. Obviously, River Glide Pathways here. But, yeah, like I say, it's not particularly fancy lands base. There's nothing major. Temple of the False God is here. And Reliquary Tower is kicking around as well, as per usual, in a lot of my decks. And that's it. That is my take on Shaun. Yeah. I love one of the cards that I just think is just good now. I'm going to try and spend some time going through the rest of the Fallout stuff at some stage. But this one really did just go, yeah, we need to look at this one because I've missed it entirely. So, can I ask a request of all of you who've watched the video for this whole, 11 minutes and 16 seconds as I get to this stage? If there's any Fallout cards that I haven't seen covered on the channel, can you let me know in the comments down below and I'll have a look at them, because I think I've missed quite a lot of fun with the Fallout stuff, and since it is all available on MTGO at the moment, I'm quite happy to build it. All the decks I've done are in the playlist of Fallout. You can go and look at the playlists here on the YouTube channel. They're all been put in there, all the Fallout ones. But that's it for now. If there's anything you think I've missed that should really be in a Shaun Father of the Synths deck, let me know down below in the comments. I really do hope you've hit the subscribe button, the like button and the share button. I'd really appreciate it if you could. But that's it for now. I'm stopping. Back tomorrow with, basically a random commander that I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know existed, and I really want to try it out. So that's what tomorrow's deck's going to be. So for now, take care. Thanks for watching. I will respond and read the comments as normal. So have a great one. I'll see you soon. Bye.